Yeah, this was our first mission trip. We went to Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. We stayed there overnight, and then the next day we went to Dajabon, which is near the Haiti border, and we spent 6 days there. And then we came back to Santo Domingo and spent the night there, and then flew out. So we were there about 10 days. We did 3 seminars that were 2 days each, and unfortunately the first seminar was kind of rained out. We had rain and the people just didn't come. They don't go outside when it's raining, they said. So we did, instead of that, we went to several schools, and we visited with the kids and talked about the solar ovens, and that was a really good experience because we had some young women with us, and they really did well at the schools. And anyway, we did have 2 seminars that worked out very well, and we distributed nearly 100 ovens.
Our team was great. We had four young kids, girls. These were all girls. 3 were in high school, and 1 was a college student. And then we had a minister and his wife from Spearfish, Scott and Colleen McCurdy, and he speaks a little Spanish, so that was great help. And then another person from the Spearfish area, and she is a German teacher, so she could communicate using that, and she also knew some Spanish. And then
not that the people spoke German, but
no,
she was working on her Spanish.
Yeah. And then the girls came with their grandmother, and they
3 of the girls came with their grandmother. They were, she was from Madison, and her 3 granddaughters, who were a sophomore, a freshman, and a senior in high school. And then with the Spearfish, then the other young woman was a Black Hills State University college student, and so they were together. And then there was the director Marge Evans DiCaprio and her daughter Pangea, and we also, along on the trip, had the minister from over there. His name was Erasme, and we had 2 missionaries from the Dominican Republic, Gordon and Ardell, and they're originally from North Dakota. Wonderful people.
And my favorite part of the trip was the ladies, whenever they would put their pots in the oven, they were amazed at how hot it was. Because I don't think that they use ovens very much there. They usually cook everything, fry everything. And so cake was just amazing to them whenever we made that.
My favorite memory was I did a devotional early in the trip, and it kind of set the tone for the trip for me. And the devotional I did was one that Connie had found, and it was a Max Lucado reading, and it was about, and it was emotional for me when I did it. I don't know why, but it was about the walk to Emmaus. And anyway, the point of it was, where is the face of Christ that you're not seeing him? And it still kind of gets to me a little bit, because we did go on, both of us have been on the walk to Emmaus. And so my focus on the trip was to see the face of Christ, and we did. The one thing I wanted to add was Mario, the bus driver, was just amazing. He didn't speak any English, and I didn't speak any Spanish, but this was a little Mercedes bus that holds probably 15 or 20 people maximum.
20.
And he would pack so much stuff in that bus, you could not believe it, and there was still room for us. Yeah. But we hauled a lot of stuff, and we pulled a trailer, and these places he would get into with that trailer behind this bus, and he would back it out into the traffic, and you just had to applaud him. He was amazing.
Yeah, he was good.
So.
Yeah. speaking of our team, I think that's what we'll miss most.
Yeah, that's definitely what I said too. It was the interaction of the team, and you got to look forward to seeing them every day, and there was a lot of chemistry developed over the 10 days.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were a good team.
And I was surprised mostly whenever the seminars, I assumed just that the women would come, but I think almost all of them had husbands with them, and I'm not sure if it was like maybe an outing for them, or if they were spending money, then it was a family affair and they needed to be sure that, you know, they were spending their money on something that was, you know, very important and would be useful. So
what surprised me was the joy of the Dominican people. These people are very, they're outgoing and emotional and happy. And you look at what they have, it really brings home to you what you need to be happy. Mm-hmm. And you don't need everything we have. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. Because they don't have much, but they do live well, I think. How well the ovens cook. You know, you see the ovens, mm-hmm. and you know they work, but you don't realize how well. Mm-hmm. They really do a nice job of cooking, and the food we cooked was very good. Mm-hmm. Chocolate cake, cornbread, bread, chicken, rice. You know, we cooked a lot of good stuff. So
when we got there, she says, it looks like we're going to have rain all 7 days. And so we were just, you know, really disappointed. So I'm sure that we were all praying that the weather would be good. And it did turn out that we only had rain that really, you know, made us so that we wouldn't go on there into a village 2 days. And so we did get to go to the 2 villages at the end of the week, and that was good. Yeah, we used 15 ovens, and we served 70, 80 people, I think, each meal, you know, so that was 4 meals.
Sometimes the team was a little worried that maybe we weren't going to get to eat.
But there was always enough.
There was always enough.
Yeah, there was always enough, yeah. And there's another God thing, you know, because we didn't know how many were going to be there. The
bond of the team was really, you see the bond between, you know, the pastor and his wife, and the bond between the grandma and her granddaughters, and Marge and her daughter, and the people that, you know, that live there, Erasme and Gordon and Ardell. They're just wonderful people. So that's where I saw the face of God, especially, and in the faces of the Dominicans. The Dominicans just are special people.
Part of this, the people who get the ovens, they go to a seminar and they're taught how to cook, what to cook, and how long it takes, and put something in, wait till it gets hot, then put something into it, like to make rice. And then the other part is that they have to help make the ovens so that they know kind of how they're constructed, how to be careful with them, and the principle of how they work. And so I think it's a very, very good program. Very good program. There's no waste. We used plastic plates and cups so that there was no garbage. So we were, you know, they're just brand new into the ecology, environmental safety. So, you know, we are trying to.
And then we washed all the dishes.
Yeah, then we washed them.
I didn't actually wash any dishes.
Yeah, you wash them in cold water with a lot of soap, and then you always do the Clorox, you know, rinse too, so that we know that they're in. So we washed them afterward, and then we would wash them again before we would eat, because when we put them in a suitcase to transport them the next day. So, you know, and the people were very clean. They knew how to do all this washing and stuff, and they were really good at it. So,
well, it really brought home to me how little you really need. You know, we kind of, as we went there, we, you know, started out in our normal world, and as we moved farther in the trip, we got farther away from our comfort zone a little bit. You know, and those aren't things we focused on. You know, we thought the first hotel we went to was a little bit less than we were used to, and we realized on the way home it was more than enough.
4-star, yeah.
Because, you know, the accommodations were a little rougher than maybe we would be used to at home,
but that's the way the people there live,
yeah,
you know, and that's something that we need to know, that you don't always need hot water. You know, you can do without that, you know, and you can drink bottled water all the time,
yeah.
you know, and so it's and they help themselves, you know, and with them coming to these seminars and getting the ovens, they are helping themselves, and they aren't asking for a handout. They want to do things, and you know, they were excited to get the ovens and get them home and get going on them.
It just kind of brings home what really matters.